All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Daytona. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series is back in action for season number 3. And we're kicking it off right here at Daytona. It's a 60-minute race, kicking off an 8-race season. Right now, these guys are in the qualification session, and we got some strong drivers here today. Who's going to take the first win of the season? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, some GT3 action headed your way, High Octane Racing League style. First race of an 8-race season, and it is Daytona. Thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. I appreciate you being here today. We've got a good one here for you, I think, tonight here at Daytona. Little Daytona road course action, GT3 series. Thanks so much for coming in. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. This is round number 1 of season 3, 2022. 60-minute race here at Daytona International Road Course. Right now, these guys are in the qualification session. I want to thank you so much for coming in here to watching TurnLeftTV. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league, no matter where you are in the world, EliteHostingUSA.com can find you a server. 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, if you want to host your website, your online store, maybe some VPS hosting or shared web hosting, EliteHostingUSA.com can provide you with those services. That's who provides our website and our servers here at High Octane Racing. If you want to join us, come on over to highoctaneracing.net. Get a quick link to our Discord server. Also, who's running what throughout the week. And then what current series we have running. And you get a quick link to TurnLeftTV and a good contact form there, too, to get a hold of us if you're interested in doing some racing with High Octane Racing League. Take a look at the qualification results so far. It looks like Roman Yapsev, 143.747 is the top time. Yuta Prasanta is second. Those Bentleys looking strong here at Daytona. Mata and Dinka is third. Alberto Crucianto is in the 4th position. Bezrikov is 5th. The top radical is Bezrikov. Just a little under 9 minutes left in the qualification session. Again, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, it's right over there. Smash that button. And thanks to all those folks who've come out and subscribed. We've gained quite a few subscribers in the last few weeks, so I really appreciate that. You can share my videos with all your friends on anywhere. You can share YouTube videos. You're more than welcome to share mine here at TurnLeftTV. And then also, please click on the links down in the description of this race and head on over to the Sim Labs website and also the Fanatec website and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. We've also got a Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals link if you like to make a donation to them. We would appreciate that, and plan on broadcasting all of the GT3 Series season races. And this is race number 1. It's Daytona, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, man. I've been itching to broadcast some more GT3 stuff. And last week, I guess it'd be 2 weeks ago, we had the Extra Life charity event, and I was really had a lot of fun with that. And man, I'm excited for this season. We've got some great drivers out. And again, thanks so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we've got a great season in store for you here in the GT3 Series. Let's take a look at the track here at Daytona. Daytona Road Course, of course, located in Daytona, at Daytona Beach, Florida, sunny Florida. It's 5.73 kilometers in length, 3.56 miles in length, 17 turns. The oval portion, 31 degrees of banking. The tri-oval, you get 18 degrees. The back straight at 2, and of course that infield is flat, and it is a fun track. It's not a really technical track. There are a few places there to give you some fits, but it's really a fairly easy, no-nonsense, I think, road course. Not a hard one to learn, and I think you're going to see some really close racing here today at Daytona. So that's Daytona International Road Course, where they hold the Rolex 24 Hours to kick off the racing season. And that'll be coming up, I believe, at the end of January, first part of February. So can hardly wait for that. The schedule here in the GT3 Series. You see, next week we have Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, followed by Spa on November the 26th, Norris Ring on December the 3rd, Salzburg Ring on December 10th, Mid-Ohio coming up on December 17th. Taking a couple of weeks off there for Christmas and New Year's, so it just happens to be that the both those Saturdays land on like New Year's Eve and also Christmas Eve. Not necessarily in that order, I should say. Road Atlanta on January the 7th once we head back into action, and then Bathurst to finish out the season on January the 14th. So there's the schedule for the High Octane Racing League, season number 3 in the GT3 Series. Coming up later tonight, we'll be in the stock cars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Just 2 races to go in the King of the Oval Series. Next week, we'll be in the Indy cars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we'll crown the champion in the King of the Oval Series. Racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been racing in this series, and kind of excited to get out here at my home track, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, So come on out and join us. It's been a great season, and we just have 2 races to go, both of those at Indy. This week, stock cars. Next week, Indy cars. That's coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Roman Rapsev is the top time so far in quals, 143.498. Look who we got out here. Givaldo joining us. One of our most loyal fans and my best buddy in the world. Love that guy. He's joining us in the chat session. Like to see him out on the track doing some GT3 stuff. Well, good to see Givaldo in here, giving us the play-by-play, joining us in the live stream. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the qualification session. You got to tease Givaldo. You got to tease Claudio Bardelli Jr. He said he's going to shop for groceries. He's going to go to buy some food instead of racing. He is his priorities absolutely out of whack.
Just a heads up on the time.
Soul.
Looks like we have finished up the qualification session. Well, again, thanks so much for coming out here to TurnLeftTV. These guys are technically in the warm-up session right now. They're getting the drivers meeting. All right. Hey, thank you so much for coming in to TurnLeftTV. We are about 10 minutes or so away from race time. Lost the qualification. Going to do a little bit of a reboot here because the cars, some of the cars weren't showing up that were supposed to be showing up. So again, thanks so much for joining us. It looks like Jim Willis joining us. He's rooting for Hollywood Ted, I guess. I don't know who that is. I guess that's Ted Mosier. We are going to be going green very, very shortly. All right, boys and girls, I think we're going to be going to green here really, really soon. So thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV, little High Octane Racing League GT3 series. See if our side-by-side is working. I believe it is. That's good. Get a little bit of a hitch noise in that right side one there, but looks like it's working okay for the most part. Jim Willis should be coming out here and racing with us. Ain't no HVAC going on today, buddy. HVAC on the track today. You see Jim Willis out here, and here we go. Get ready to go green. Ready to get the command to start the engines here. So here we go. High Octane Racing League GT3 Series season. Kicking it off here today at Daytona. So a little Daytona road course action, and it is a fun track, and it's going to be an hour-long race. And we will take a look at the starting order. Roman Yapsev in the Bentley starts in P1. Nikolai Bezrukov starts in the second position. Yuta Prasanta starts in third. Mata Andika starts in the fourth position. Starting in fifth will be Berto Crisatianto. Ritsky Novar starts in sixth. Will Dunbar starts in the seventh position. Iqbal Kurniawan starts in eighth. Starting in the ninth position will be Rizal Abdurrahman. Chris Hughes starts in 10th in the 94 car. Ted Mosier will start in the 11th position. Starting in 12th will be John Stanley. And starting 13th will be Gordon Carter in the 56 car. Again, this is TurnLeftTV. I'm your broadcaster commentator, and this is Daytona High Octane Racing League GT3 Series race number 1, 60-minute race from this classic road course, Daytona International. And the idea here is to get a good start, get a good rhythm going here. This is really kind of a rhythm track, I believe. Certainly parts of this track in the interior portion of the track, and then also through that chicane on the backstretch. Roman in the 46 car, got to be one of those guys you really think is going to be the top driver here tonight. Nikolai Bezrukov trying to prove something in that Radical as well. This guy could flat out drive anything, so it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out here tonight with which manufacturers this season may have an advantage. But we clearly saw an advantage, I think, for those Bentleys last season. And we've got a little bit more of a diverse crowd this season. Got some BMWs, some Mercs, Aston Martin. A Corvette as well, I believe. And Mosier also out here in a BMW. Carter with the Corvette. Aston Martins are fast as well. So 60-minute race. This is TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for joining us here. Through that chicane, probably one of the most famous chicanes in all of motorsports. And of course, the crown jewel of motorsports. Wait a minute, that's Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The ring that goes on the other hand is Daytona. Of course, as far as road courses, I think this is certainly in the top 5. 24-hour, Rolex 24-hour, one of the most famous of all races in the world. And lights are out on the pace car, and here we go, boys and girls. Kicking off race number 1 of the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series season, and we are at Daytona.
Green flag,
and here we go. Roman has that lead there coming out of turn 1 into the backstretch, or into the infield. 46 car, that Bentley. Bezrikov is in second, Prasanta third, and Dika is fourth. Crisatianto is in the 5th position. Good clean start here for everybody as they weave their way through the infield. And back up onto the oval area of the track. Hard left-hander, and then back up onto the oval portion of the track. Yaptsev is the leader. Bezrikov in second. Prasanta still in that 3rd position. Good battle here as we take a look at Will Dunbar and Ritsky Novar. A little Aston Martin first versus Mercedes action here in the 88. Pressing Ritsky Novar. Novar, a very, very solid racer. Will Dunbar has improved that racecraft. He takes that position now up to P6. Take a look at Mata and Dika is in Mercedes. Ran that Mercedes last season and actually ran the Mercedes in the charity event, and he's switched over to the Mercedes here. We'll see how that works out for him. Coming down to finish up lap 1, and Mata is in the 4th position. Yuta Prasanta in the 66. Bentley running in the 3rd spot. We got a battle here for the 7th position. Kurti Allwind. Oh, Kurti Allwind sends it into the turn. My heavens, man. Kurti Allwind in that 77 car sneaks by the Mercedes with a Ritsky Novar. Man, Kurti Allwind really sent that Bentley into the turn and was able to gain that spot. And Novar now set on getting that position back. Kurti Allwind a little bit loose there coming off the turn. Do you see Ritsky Novar all over the back of him right now, running in P8. Good tight battle here between the Merc and the Bentley. Ernie Alwin absolutely went for broke on that one and got that position. Take a look at Abdu Rahman. He is in the BMW coming into the chicane. Right now, Abdu Rahman running in the 9th position. Very fun portion of the track right here. It takes a little bit of practice to get that down, but it really is quite a fun portion of the track. We got a good battle here between Cristiano and Mata and Dika. Cristiano in the BMW all over the back of Mata here in the Mercedes, and they're down through the trioval area of Daytona. Coming into turn 1, this is a tough turn, man. This is the hardest turn on the track, man. It's easy to overdrive this thing, especially when you're trying to make a pass, and the 15 car gets that spot. Mata now back to the 5th position. Berto now moves up to P4 in the 15. He's now setting his sights on that 66 car. Chris Hughes in the Corvette. Around the turn here just a little bit. Oh, and he gets into the wall, inside wall. That's turn 1. I told you that's a very difficult turn. Doesn't look like it's a hard turn, but it is. He's in the 10th position. And now Ted Mosier starting to close in on him. John Stanley also. Chris Hughes did a lot of GT3 racing. Man, I'll tell you what, he's really improved that GT3 craft. And he has a 10th place car right now. A little bit of damage probably on that left side of that car. Roman continued to lead in the Bentley. Nikolai Bezrikov is in the 2nd position. Take a look at here. John Stanley and Ted Mosier getting after it. John Stanley in the Aston Martin this season. Look at this, headed into the chicane. He pulls off that pass. So John Stanley picking up a spot there as we look out of the back of John Stanley's machine at Ted Mosier in the BMW. Mosier now back to 12th position. John Stanley moves up to 11th. Good pass there for John Stanley. Headed into the chicane. And out braking the BMW. Kearney Alwin and Will Dunbar here slamming it out right now through the trioval area into turn 1. Kearney Alwin in the Bentley. The outside line. Oh, that car is fishtailing, and he gets that position. Holy smokes, man. He gets by Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin. Ritsky Novar now all over the back of Will Dunbar. This is getting interesting here. Look at this side-by-side battle here between Ritsky Novar and Will Dunbar. Abdu Rahman in this as well. What a great battle here. Will Dunbar, Ritsky Novar, and Rizal Abdu Rahman. Great 3-way battle here. And that was set up by Kearney Alwin and that pass on Will Dunbar. Really, really tight battling here. Dunbar coming off track just a little bit in the infield. Trying to close back in on Kearney Alwin. John Stanley also in that Aston Martin on this inside of the inside portion of the track. And, he comes off track a little bit wide on that left-hander to get back up onto the main part of the track, onto the oval portion of the track. But does not get into anything, so good news there for John Stanley. Look at this, Ritsky Novar in the Mercedes, Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin. It's a drag race. Across the start-finish line, Novar might have the preferred line coming into the turn 1. And he picks up that spot. Oh, he's wide into the grass as Will Dunbar trying to take this spot back. And he does. Novar now going to lose a couple positions. Ritsky Novar overshot the turn. Now gives up that spot, I believe. Actually, that was Iqbal Kurniawan, I believe, that gave up that spot. So Kurniawan had trouble. We'll take a look at this replay. Look at this replay here. Here's Kurniawan. I believe that might have been Will Dunbar that went off track, but right there, Iqbal Kurniawan coming off track. Is Will Dunbar also making that pass, but Abdurrahman Ritsky Novar making that pass on Kurniawan. Again, we'll take a look at this as he enters this turn. He just gets a little bit wide into that overrun area. Does a great job of keeping that out of the wall. Man, he really used that pavement area to get that car turned before he got into the grass. And those guys getting by. So Kurniawan drops a couple spots here. Will Dunbar getting by in that 88 car. Going back to live here as we take a look at Roman Ryaptsev in the 46 car is our leader in the Bentley. Bezrikov not letting him get away. I'll tell you what, man, Kurniawan and Will Dunbar absolutely having a fist fight right now. And this is for the 8th position. Kurniawan trying to recover and gets by Will Dunbar. So Kurniawan now trying to play catch up. He's given up about 4 spots on that overrun there in turn 1. Just a lap ago, and now trying to recover here, back on this infield, close back in on these guys. Take a look at Kurniawan. He didn't get any damage there. He just lost some positions. And he's now trying to close back in as Will Dunbar in pursuit. Back up onto the oval portion of the track, and Kurniawan is starting to close back in on Abdurrahman and Ritsky Novar. Take a look at Yuta Prezanta. Yuta right now running in P3 as things are starting to tighten up for P1, P2. You see those guys have tightened that battle up, and Ritsky Novar, Yuta Prezanta running in the 66 car here is trying to close in on those guys as Nikolai Bezrikov in P2 has closed in on Roman. They come across the start-finish line to enter turn 1. This is where you can make some passes, but it is a really, really dangerous part of the track. This large, long left-hander, sweeping left-hander here. A lot of speed. Easy to get that car off into that grass. And now this battle has tightened up as Bezrikov starting to close in on Roman Ryaptsev. Take a look at Berto Cristianto. He is running in the 4th position, trying to close in on Yuta Prezanta. A little bit of a gap there with those guys. But right now has a good solid top 5. Will Dunbar here battling the 77 car. Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin at 88. 77 car gets by. Kurniawan makes that pass. And Will Dunbar tucks in. See Abdurrahman up there in the 9th position. Take a look at John Stanley here in the Aston Martin. John Stanley, a little bit too much speed there, and he gets off track into the grass, keeps it out of the wall, and then does a nice little recovery there, getting the car back, pointed in the right direction. I don't know if he meant to do that, but that worked out just fine for him. He's given up a couple positions now as Ted Mosier gets by. John Stanley spins that car, and Ted Mosier picking up a spot. Take a look out of the front of Ted Mosier's machine as John Stanley up there gets into the grass, spins the car around, and Ted Mosier keeps his hands on the wheel and eyes on the road and picks up that spot. Ted Mosier now up to the 11th position. Will Dunbar here. Oh, right here. Looks like Kearney Owen might have had some trouble, and Will Dunbar gets that spot. Kearney Owen recovering, but he had lost the back end of that car. And it looked like Will Dunbar got by. So Kearney Owen had some trouble. Take a look at this. Kearney Owen, a little bit of trouble here. And Will Dunbar is going to take advantage of this. We're looking at a replay. And I think through this the chicane, the 77 car is going to have some trouble. And it is an easy place to miss your mark. See Kearney Owen just entry into that, and it's all bad right there. He does a great job of holding on to that thing. My heavens, man, what a great job. But Will Dunbar gets by. Kearney Owen now recovering as Will Dunbar takes that spot. Kearney Owen now back to the 8th position. Get back up here with our race leader, Roman, in the 46 car. He's led from the start of this race. Bezhikov in second. Good tight battle here. Just a second separate those guys. 3 seconds back is Yuta Prezanta. Cristianto is in the 4th spot. Mata in the 99 car running in P5. Take a look at him. Mata just got the championship this last season in the GT3 series. Got a big win in the GT3 class in our multi-class event. And now looking very solid here today, right now with a top 5. Take a look at Ritsky Novar. Novar running in the 97 car, another one of those Mercedes drivers. Ritsky running in that 97 car is in the 6th position. Take a look here. We got a Bentley, a Radical, another Bentley. Mercedes is in first, a BMW in 4th. A couple Mercedes running in 5th and 6th. Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin running in the 7th position. Another Bentley in 8th, and they actually just swapped positions there. So Bentley now up to the 7th position with Kearney Owen getting that spot back. Take a look at this pass here as Kearney Owen on the inside as they come back up on the oval portion of this track. Kearney Owen has a great run and gets by Will Dunbar. So putting that Bentley to work and getting around the Aston Martin. Will Dunbar not giving up on that. He is running in the 8th position. And Kearney Owen here as they enter the turn 1. And again, a little ton of speed there. He clips the inside wall. Kearney Owen clips the inside wall. And that'll wipe the smile off the hunk's face. Is he frowning? Well, he's still smiling. It's the 77 car, a little bit too much speed there as Will Dunbar gains that spot back. So Kearney Owen had a problem getting into turn 1, and he spins this car. Will Dunbar was the benefactor there, that's for sure. Looking out of the front of Will Dunbar's machine, you see Kearney Owen just spins as Will Dunbar and Rizal Abdurrahman get by. Abdurrahman running in that BMW. We'll take a look at Abdurrahman in the BMW. He is running in the 8th position in this 10 car. He and Will Dunbar running in 7th and 8th, respectively. Good tight battle here. We come through the tri-oval section of the track into turn 1. That BMW now closing in on the Aston Martin. Tight battle here. A little bit better corner entry and exit for Abdul Rahman. And he's down on the inside. He's got the preferred line here on the 88 car. Good drag race here in the infield. Ernie Alwin wants to close in on these guys. He said, you guys go ahead and get racy here. Let me close back in. And Abdul Rahman overshoots that turn. Hard braking right there. As Will Dunbar able to hold on to that spot. As they enter the oval portion of the track. Hard left-hander here. The tin car trying to close back in and maybe get a draft off the Aston Martin of Will Dunbar. Ernie Alwin watching this battle out of the front of his machine. He says, you guys go ahead, man. I'll close back in. Still got that chicane to deal with here as Will Dunbar going to lead these guys into the chicane. The thing about this is everybody on the track right now is going to make a mistake somewhere, some way throughout this race. It's how you recover. It may be the guys that make the fewest mistakes. Right now, Roman has been pretty flawless here today in this 46 car. We know his capabilities as far as GT3 series racing is concerned. We're 20 minutes in the books, 40 minutes left to go. There is a mandatory pit stop and a 4-tire change, and you have to change compound. Abdul Rahman and Will Dunbar here in turn 1 on the exit through the infield, side by side. Abdul Rahman in the BMW, the tin car, picking up that spot. So Will Dunbar now back to the 8th position as Abdul Rahman. Rizal Abdul Rahman picks up a spot. He is now in P7. Great three-way battle here. Ernie Alwin in the Bentley watching this action. He had closed in on these guys, starting to slug it out. He's got a handful on his hands right now. A lot of work on that wheel for Ernie Alwin in the Bentley. It's pretty calm up front, though, with the Bentley of Roman Rapsev. Starting to open up a gap on Nikolai Bezrikov. Take a look at Chris Hughes. He's in the lead Corvette in the field. Chris Hughes running in the 10th position. A good top 10 run here for Chris Hughes. Got a pretty substantial lead over the 11th position car. So a good run here for Chris Hughes. We take a look at that lead over P11. Good 10-second lead. 10.5-second lead over Ted Mosier in the BMW. So Chris Hughes, the lead Corvette here, running in the top 10. Solid run here for him. Take a look at Will Dunbar here, battling again. Ernie Alwin trying to make this pass as Will Dunbar off track there just a little bit, I think. No, that was Ernie Alwin missing that turn. Will Dunbar in the extra life number 88 car to 77. Ernie Alwin trying to get by and not going to work this time. Abdul Rahman is starting to open up a gap on these guys. Will Dunbar hanging on to P8. As Kurti Awen is in the 9th position. We've been watching that battle for quite a while. These three guys are just slugging it out. Take a look at Ted Mojer here running in the 11th position in the BMW. Pretty quiet night here for him. Hollywood Ted, they call him. His BMW, he likes these BMWs. He does some, I think he does like old classic automobiles for movie sets and stuff. So what a cool job that Ted Mojer has. Here he is running in P11 here in the BMW. Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin. There might be a pit stop here very, very soon. Not sure what the plan is with this crew, but there may be some pit stops on the way. Take a look at Gordon Carter here in the Corvette. John Stanley is come off track. John Stanley is making a pit stop as Gordon Carter picks up P12. John Stanley coming down pit lane. So he is the first car to come into pit lane and make a pit stop. Take a look at our side-by-side view here as John Stanley making his pit stop. John Stanley on pit lane in the Aston Martin, the first of our crew to make a pit stop, and Roman in the Bentley. Roman Ryaptsev in the Bentley is our race leader. John Stanley in 13th, the first car to make a pit stop. See John Stanley finishing up that pit stop, coming back out on track now. Look at this battle here, man. These guys will not keep punching each other in the mouth. Into turn one, Kurti Awen on the outside might be the preferred line. He gets that Bentley a little bit loose into the grass again. No, he uses the curb. And he's going to pick up the spot. This is a great battle here. Classic battle here between the Bentley and the Aston Martin. 77 versus the 88. And Kurti Awen picks up that spot. And that's exactly what Abdurrahman wants to see. He wants to see those guys fight it out so he can open up a bigger gap on them. And he is now a little substantial lead on those guys. Take a look at Kurti Awen now in the we go back to live. Kurti Awen in the overrun area, or excuse me, in the chicane, gets this car around. Oh my heavens. And he just gives that spot back to Will Dunbar. So Kurti Awen came around. Will Dunbar able to pick up that spot. Take a look at here out of the front of Will Dunbar's machine. You see Kurti Awen coming back up on track. Oh, Will Dunbar almost makes contact. Coats flying out on the track. And Will Dunbar picking up that spot. Watch this again as just misses this second part of the turn, this left-hand portion. It gets into the grass, and that breaks that back into that car loose, knocking some cones loose. And look at that right there. Will Dunbar narrowly escapes disaster. Right here, Will Dunbar coming through And right here, man, he had to be thinking he is going to get absolutely annihilated by this car coming back up on the track, and does a great job of getting through as we see cones flying out up on the racing surface. That pretty much ends that battle there. As Will Dunbar now up to the 8th position. Kearney Owen in the Bentley back to 9th. And there's 11 seconds separating the two of those. The good news for Kearney Owen is that he did not make any contact with anything. But Iqbal Kearney Owen now going to have to play some catch up here and try to close back in on Will Dunbar. Holy smokes. But he did not make any contact other than with some cones on the track. Take a look at Gordon Carter here in the 12th position in the Corvette. His first race out in the GT3 series. It's one of those things, you just got to get some seat time here. This is not a hugely difficult track. I think certainly the chicane and turn 1 are the hardest parts on the track, I believe. But just seat time here in this GT3 series, that's a secret to doing well. Looks like Kearney Owen is on pit lane now in the Bentley, so probably getting some new tires on that machine. And probably a fresh drink. As he's going to fall back here a couple positions as guys are getting by while he's on pit lane. So would expect to see some pit stops here very, very soon. And it looks like our race leader, Roman Ryabtsev, is on pit lane. So some pit stops happening here. 30 minutes left to go. And our race leader is on pit lane. Looks like Bezhikov also on pit lane. Yuta Prasanta on pit lane. So the race leaders all on pit lane taking service. Looks like Berto on pit lane. I think Mata, he might be coming down pit lane as well, and he is. So follow the leader, as they say. So all the key players here on pit lane. And Ritsky Novar now is our race leader. There's Roman Ryabtsev now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Good pit stop for the Bentley crew. Now in P2, Ritsky Novar is our leader. We get some points for leading some laps here. So Novar in this Mercedes. He is a really, really solid GT3 series driver. Got the coolest accent I think I've ever heard too, man. I love hearing him talk in the TeamSpeak channel. And I hope he wins the race so he can come up and do an interview. And it looks like Nikolai Bezhikov might have a penalty here. He might have to do a serve a drive-through. So Bezhikov might have sped on pit lane. Not hearing anything on the radio. Wish Studio 397 would let us figure out what the penalty is. Via the broadcast overlays. Okay, looks like we had to remove some penalties here. All right, Roman Yapsev is the leader in the Bentley. Bezrikov is in second. Take a look at Yuta Prezanta. He's in the Bentley in third. So good run here for Yuta Prezanta. With 25 minutes left to go. Top three here for him. Bruno Cristianto is in the BMW, who's running in P4. Ritsky Novar is in fifth, so pit stops underway. As we had some bogus penalties we had to clear. Looks like Roman Ryabtsev is the leader. Bezrikov in second. Prezanta third. Cristianto is in the fourth position. Ritsky Novar is in fifth. And Dinka Dunbar, Abdurrahman, Hughes, and Kearney Alwyn rounding out the top 10. Take a look at Ritsky Novar. Running in the fifth position. Good top five run here for the 97 car. He's the guy that gets my vote for winning this race. We got to hear that accent, man. Up in the broadcast booth. Ted Mosier picking up a spot here as looked like maybe Gordon Carter coming back out on track after making pit stop. Gordon Carter now back to the 12th position in this Corvette in his first race out. Haven't heard too much out of John Stanley right now, running in P13 in the Aston Martin. See out of the back of his car. I think we'll see out of the back of his car. There we go. John Stanley with the TurnLeftTV logo on that machine. The inner turn one. See Ritsky Novar, our fifth place driver, trying to get around the lap car of John Stanley. Hard place to do it. He's flashing those lights. Says, get out of the way, bro. Ritsky Novar flashing the lights. And says, it's go time now, man. 97 car now getting around John Stanley. I think Mata now closing in also in the Mercedes. I think those guys might be teammates there. They got identical paint schemes. And Mata in the 99 car. As now Mata flashing the lights and gets around John Stanley. Cristianto here has blown his engine. Bruno Cristianto breaks his car and blows his engine. My heavens, man. He missed a gear, went down too high of a gear, and broke that machine. What a tough break for Cristianto. That thing was DOA. What a tough break there for him. Oh, my heavens. Heartbreak for the BMW crew as he breaks the car. And he's going to finish in the 13th position. What a horrible stroke of luck there for him. Chris Hughes here now in P8. here in the Corvette. So Berto Crisatianto has some trouble, missed a shift and broke that car. The BMW now in the pits. What a tough break there for Berto. He was having a pretty good race and he just missed the shift there after pit stops. Trying to get that car back into a rhythm. And now on pit lane and getting a sandwich. So tough break there for Berto Crisatianto in the BMW crew. That's Chris Hughes here in P8. Take a look at our race leader. Man, over halfway through the race and just a mistake, just a misshift. As Roman has really led from start to now, other than giving up the race lead to come down pit lane, this 46 car has got it figured out. He's got a huge lead. Now Bezrikov had some trouble on that pit stop. 26 seconds down. Novar and Ndika, the teammates here, battling it out. The 97 car is in P4. The 99, Mata, running in the 5th position. Couple Mercedes here running in P4, P5. Those guys are teammates, so look for them to really work together this season. I'll tell you what, man, anytime you're beating Mata and Ndika in the GT3 series, you're doing something, because this guy's flat out just gangsta in the GT3 cars. Does a great job and really one of the nicest guys on the track. He really is. I know Mata, you know, like I said, in the other season, I spent a little time talking about this. This 99 driver, Mata Ndika, is really a great guy. Follow him on Facebook and love seeing him go through life with his family, and I cannot express enough how happy he seems to be. Always has a smile on his face, just seems to be loving life here. So Mata doing a great job here in P5 with his teammate running in P4. Yuta Prasanta in the 3rd position in the Bentley. That good run here for him. He's got a 16-second gap between he and P2, so he's trying to close in on Nikolai Bezrikov, make a race out of it. Kurni Awen in the infield. He has had an eventful race. Oh, Kurni Awen clips the wall. Clips the wall and hits a sign and a cone. Kurni Awen in the 77 car. He clipped the wall. Oh, my heavens, man. He's going to have some left side damage, no doubt. And as you see, Abdu Rahman, look like the Radical, Gordon Carter. Who was that in the Radical? Sorry about that. I'm a little mixed up here now. Oh, my heavens, man. Kurni Awen. Hard hit in that inside area of the track. And it got into the wall. Right here, watch this. He's going to take this a little bit too wide, and then he gets into the wall, and that throws that car out of whack here. Hits a couple signs and some cones. And that was a hard look there for him. Right there, he just smacks the wall. Right there, you see that car jump. And then hitting the sign and a couple cones. And up onto, up across the track and into the grass. Kurni Awen, tough break there for him. My heavens, man, he's going to have a pretty significant amount of damage. You see Bezrikov in the 2nd position gets by. That's who's in the Radical. There you go. Figured it out. I mean, it's like my first race I've ever broadcast, I guess. Going back to live feed here. You see a good battle here, but Abdu Rahman And Will Dunbar saying he's going to have to save some fuel. He might be a little bit short on fuel in the Aston Martin as Abdurrahman gets by. Oh boy, some drama now. Will Dunbar indicating he has got maybe a fuel problem. He's going to have to save this Extra Life sponsored Aston Martin number 88 car. His crew may not have got enough fuel in that car. He's on this outside now, entering the chicane. If he can pull this off, he's got the preferred line coming out. And he's in fuel safe mode right now. He's going to give up that spot as Abdurrahman now in the 6th position. So some fuel save strategy and some drama unfolding here in race number 1 in the High Octane Racing League GT3 series. 15 minutes left to go. Now I got to start wondering if some of these guys may be short on fuel in addition to Will Dunbar. See Roman there missed that turn just a little bit. He's got a pretty comfortable lead. Bezrikov is tightening that lead somewhat, but he's got a long way to go. 25 seconds separating those guys. John Stanley having some trouble here coming off track. In the 12th position. John Stanley in the Aston Martin gets that car straightened back up on the infield portion of this track. Now coming up onto the oval portion. He's running in P12. Gordon Carter in our Corvette. Oh yeah, we got to look at the paint scheme. Got to look at the paint scheme here as he comes across the got High Place moving as his sponsor, and I don't know who that is right there. Turn left and right TV. I wondered why he asked me for the font. Well, there you go. Guess that settles that. Don't go to those guys. You can't broadcast. Take a look at Ted Moja here in the BMW. He is running in the 10th position. And starting to close in maybe a little bit on the Kurti Awan. Now, Kurti Awan is in the 9th spot, but Kurti Awan's going to have a hell of a lot of damage from hitting that wall. So Ted Moja might be able to pick up a spot here. He's running in the top 10. Iqbal Kurti Awan running in the 9th position. A 5-second lead for our race leader. Roman Ryaptsev into Bentley. Bezrikov is in the Radical running in the 2nd position. He wanted to say, hey, I can show you this Radical can get around the track. Prasanta in 3rd in the Bentley. Ritsky Novar, Mata, and Dinka running pretty tight there. About 5 seconds separate those guys. 4.5 seconds separating the two of those guys. Abdurrahman running in P6. He and Will Dunbar running pretty close together. Rizal Abdurrahman into BMW. Lights are starting to get a little low. The sun's starting to get a little low in the sky. Will the lights go out? I should say, will the lights come on and the sun go down? I'm not sure what the time frame is on this. I think they're probably pretty safe. Look at this, Felipe Granado. He said, oh, I missed the race. Race is going well, Felipe. Good to see you out here, and love to see you back out on the track. All is not lost. Michael Brooks in here as well. A good race here so far. Great competitive race. And Roman absolutely putting a spanking on the field here. Nikolai Bezrikov in the Radical running in P2. Yuta Prasanta running in the 3rd position. Ritsky Novar is in 4th. And Mata and Dika is in the 5th position. That's probably the tightest battle on the track is Ritsky Novar and Mata. Mata in the Merc. Ritsky, his teammate, also in the Merc. About 4.5 seconds separate the two of those guys. And Mata trying to close in and maybe pick up a spot as we got a Corvette there sandwiched in between. As we got some lap traffic now. Could be a factor here. As Mata's going to try to work his way around, and he's going to flash those lights, I would suspect. Try to get that Corvette of Gordon Carter, give him some room, and he does. It's good racing etiquette right there by Gordon Carter. Let that Mercedes go. Now Mata sets his sights on his teammate, Ritsky Novar. Novar in the tri-oval section of the course, crossing the start-finish line, entering turn 1. Oh, what happened to Ritsky? Where did Ritsky Novar go? Did he reappear? Oh, no. Ritsky Novar lost his connection or something. I'm not sure what happened. Ritsky lost his connection coming across the start-finish line. Oh, no. Ritsky Novar, late in this race, loses his connection. Lost his connection from TeamSpeak as well. Oh, my heavens, man. We were just talking about him, actually focused on him, and the wheels came off. Connection lost. As we see Roman entering turn 1 here, starting to close in on some lap traffic. This is Will Dunbar, who's on fuel save strategy. He's going to go a lap down as Roman gets by in the 46 car. 2 cars out of the race. Ritsky Novar lost his connection. So no wonderful race victory and interview in the post-race. You hear that awesome accent. We'll have to wait till next race for Ritsky Novar. And I would imagine he's going to get some wins this season too. He is a very, very solid GT3 series driver. That puts Rizal Abdurrahman now in the top 5 in the BMW here with less than 10 minutes left to go. Approaching 8.5 minutes in this race. There's a 46 car, pretty flawless here, although Bezrikov has closed in a couple seconds, but 23.8 seconds. And who knows, Roman might be, fuel save strategy. We've a little heard that out of a few drivers tonight, that they are tight on fuel. Those guys pitting right at that 30-minute mark. And they may be saving some fuel here now. Chris Hughes, our lead Corvette driver, running in the 7th position. So good top 10 run for him. As he crosses the start-finish line, entering turn 1. Chris Hughes really improving that racecraft, and he's got some company. As we find the back end of this car. Where's the back end of this car? My God, man. How many camera views do we have around this car? You see Iqbal Kurniawan. This is 4th position here. Iqbal Kurniawan running in P8 in the Bentley. So a good side-by-side battle here, heating up maybe. Right now, nose to tail, but I think before we get back up onto the oval portion of this track, this is going to be side-by-side. Iqbal Kurniawan probably dealing a little bit of damage. He got into the wall a little bit earlier. That left side, and we are side by side. Now holding the position is the Corvette of Chris Hughes. It's 7. Here we go, running it wide off the turn. On board here with the Corvette as the Bentley takes that spot. The 77 car now back up to the 7th position as Chris Hughes falls back to 8 here late in this race. 6.5 minutes left to go. Chris Hughes now in P8. Take a look at Nikolai Bezhikov in the Radical. 23.7 seconds off the race lead. Good top two run here for him, and I think barring any problems, Ryabtsev's going to have the race victory here. Bezhikov's probably going to finish in P2. Assuming we don't have any connection issues or somebody doesn't have a problem on track. Yuta Prezanta running in the third position. Go through our top five here. Roman Ryabtsev, the leader, 23-second lead. You see Bezhikov in second. Prezanta running in the third position in the 66 car. Mata and Dika in the Mercedes running in P4. And running in P5 is the BMW of Abdurrahman. Got this thing wanting to cycle through the drivers here. We got to turn that off. There we go. So Nikolai Bezhikov in P2. And 22.7 seconds now. We're looking at under 5 minutes left to go. Got a pretty tight battle here with Abdurrahman and Will Dunbar. Will Dunbar may be done with that tire save strategy, or excuse me, fuel save strategy. And now these guys tighten it up. This is by far the tightest battle on the track. Less than a second separate the two of these guys. And Will Dunbar in the Aston Martin trying to close back in on this BMW of Rizal Abdurrahman here late in the race. Little loose there coming off the turn for Will Dunbar. Abdurrahman had a little bit better corner exit. Back up onto the oval portion of the track. A little bit of lap traffic now for Roman in the Bentley. He's wanting to get through this action as quickly as he can. As a matter of fact, he's rolling up on a battle here between Will Dunbar and Rizal Abdurrahman. Will Dunbar does not want to go to lap down. He wants to fight there as Roman says, hey man, it is all over but the shouting here. Let me go. And they're still side by side. Now figuring that out as our race leader gets by. Maybe going to use an opening here. Will Dunbar might be able to use an opening created by Roman as he gets by this BMW. Rizal Abdurrahman, Will Dunbar might be able to slip through. So we'll keep our eye on this as we're watching the race leader sandwiched in between Rizal Abdurrahman and Will Dunbar racing for 5th and 6th positions. Abdurrahman does not want to give Will Dunbar an opening here as Roman Ryabtsev in the 46 car might have one more lap after this. See how long it takes him to get around the track. But I would suggest to you this Bentley might have another lap in him. If I were Will Dunbar, I would want another lap. If I was Rizal Abdurrahman, I want this race to end on this lap. I think we're going to have another lap. Because now we are entering the chicane. I might be wrong here, but we got a minute 20. I think we probably got another lap here as that battle there tightening up. As I mentioned, giving some room. Abdurrahman and Will Dunbar here battling for position. As Roman Ryaptsev is our leader, pulling away from those guys. And now this battle right here has tightened up. Will Dunbar going to the outside. This is for the 5th position, side by side here. We're going to have another lap to figure it out. These guys side by side as Roman Ryaptsev, he's going to have this one sewed up, I think. Will Dunbar goes wide. Oh, into the gas there for the Aston Martin. This battle is for P5. The Bentley and the Aston Martin. Abdul Rahman, Will Dunbar battling for P5 in the closing lap of this race. Our race leader. He's got this one in the bag. But this battle here for P5 will not go away. Take a look at this action here. As Roman Ryaptsev is on his way to race victory. And these guys battling for position. So Roman Ryaptsev in the Bentley. Through the chicane. Oh, man, he is sending that thing through the chicane. As Abdul Rahman and Will Dunbar still slugging it out there for P5. And our race winner is going to be Roman Ryaptsev in the Bentley. A great job there to the 46 car, man. He led from start to finish, aside from a little bit of lead change under pit stop conditions. You guys are making pit stops. But a great job to the 46 car. And Abdul Rahman's going to hang on to P5. So great job to this 46 car and getting a great win here at Daytona. Yuta Prasanta in the Bentley, going to finish in P3. Bezrikov gets a 2nd place finish. Mata and Dinka is in. Going to finish in the 4th position, I believe. So good job to Yuta Prasanta. Good top 3 run there. So great job to Roman on getting a first win here this season. Fantastic run there for him. So good job to Roman on getting the win. Let's take a look at the session results. Everybody crossing the start-finish line. Great job to that 46 car. Take a look at the finishing results. Roman Ryaptsev gets the win here at Daytona. Nikolai Bezrikov finishes in the 2nd position in the Radical. Yuta Prasanta finishes in 3rd. Mata Ndika finishes 4th. Rizal Abdul Rahman and Will Dunbar had a battle there, but Abdul Rahman finishes in 5th. Will Dunbar finishes 6th. Iqbal Kurniawan finishes in the 7th position. Chris Hughes finishes 8th. Finishing in the 9th position is Ted Mosier in the BMW. Gordon Carter finishes in 10th. Finishing in the 11th position is John Stanley. Ritsky Novar finishes in 12th. What a tough break there for Ritsky, man. He had a top 5 car, and he just had a connection issue. Lost this connection late in the race and finishes in the 12th position. Berto Crisatiato finishes in 13th here at Daytona. So what a fantastic race there for Roman. Incredible outing there for him. Class of the field today, that's for sure. Led from start to finish for the most part. And what a good way to start off the season with a big race and convincing victory. Pretty amazing race today, I thought. Very good, clean race for these drivers. So great job to Roman on getting the win. So what a convincing win there for the Bentley crew, the number 46 car. And incredible race here to start out the season. And don't forget, GT3 series not done. Kicking it off at Daytona, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park coming up next week. We see we got Spa, Norris Ring, Salzburg Ring, Mid-Ohio, Road Atlanta, and Bathurst to finish out that season. So Canadian Tire Motorsports Park is a heck of a lot of fun, and I'm excited for this one coming up next week. And, of course, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Coming up later tonight, some stock car action headed your way at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We will be in action in the stock cars. Next week, we'll be in the Indy cars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the King of the Oval Series to finish out the this first run at the King of the Ovals. Excited about this one. I'm going to be out there on the track here tonight at Indy, mixing it up in the stock cars, and the next week in the Indy cars to crown the champion in the King of the Oval Series. That's coming up later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, next week, next Friday, we'll be at Nazareth Speedway, a new oval, if you want to call this an oval. It's almost like a mini Phoenix. Race number 4 of the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. 130 laps there from Nazareth. The first time these guys have visited Nazareth. It's a rough track. It's a tough track, and it's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. So I've got really, really excited about this because we had a fantastic race with a huge field last night at Kentucky, and you can check that out on TurnLeftTV. It would be great for you to check it out and invite your friends to come subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have them. And what a fantastic race it was, and I suspect this is going to be a great one at Nazareth too. Very, very interesting track to add to the Bushwhacker Series schedule. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. Also for your WordPress hosting, your online store, a VPS, and also shared web hosting available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Please visit us at highoctaneracing.net. You can get a quick link to our Discord channel, our server, and then also what the updates are on who's leading the standings in the various series we run here at High Octane Racing League. And then also who's running what throughout the week. If you're interested in racing, you can see who's doing what on the track as they practice throughout the week. I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Man, I'm almost to 710 in the subscriber list. Wow. Invite your friends, man. I'm on my way to 1,000. I got a long way to go, but excited. We've gained a lot of subscribers here in the last little bit. I really appreciate each and every one of the folks who've subscribed to the channel. And I had a lot of fun bringing you this GT3 series. Going to be bringing this to you all season long. Last season, I raced and decided to jump out of the race seat from behind the wheel and get back in the broadcast seat. I'm doing everybody a favor, believe me, on that one. And bringing you some live events here in the GT3 series. So excited for this, and can't wait to bring you the next race from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Please hit that thumbs up button, share my videos with all your friends. Don't forget to go down in the description of this race and click on those links over to the Fanatec website and also to Sim Labs. That's who I'm also an affiliate through them. I got a Sim Lab rig, and if you'd like to purchase them, they're 10% off on all their items right now in Sim Lab. So give those guys a look and help me out here too at TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you coming in tonight and watching the races here at TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to get out of here. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. I'm out of here.